Today, I'll be talking about the differences between a light worker and a dark worker. The signs you could be one yourself. Let's start from light workers. Light workers are warriors of the light. They are not just normal beings, but they are warriors. Their purpose is to bring more light to the environment, to help Mother Gaia ascend for 5D Earth, to stand for the light, to purify negative energies, to lighten up the dense atmosphere of Earth, to transmute any lower energies into light. Light workers are very powerful, and their light can ward off negative entities, making them hard to possess and harder to be attacked spiritually. However, they are still a target and can be psychically attacked. Light workers are one of the bravest souls, as they choose to sign in to one of the most difficult tasks on Earth, and they do a lot of service to help humanity ascend. Here are the signs that you could be a light worker. The first sign is your presence brings light into your surrounding naturally. So just by being here, you are lifting a lot of energy in your surrounding environment. Your higher selves especially are doing a lot of work. And the second sign, people are drawn to your light. Light workers are naturally loving people at heart, and they tend to draw a lot of attention from others, especially needy people. So they may attract people with problems and of low vibrational that often needs their help. The best way is to build boundaries for yourself, so you do not feel overwhelmed and feeling the need to always constantly giving and helping. The third sign is you are an empath. Light workers are naturally empathic, and they are naturally gifted. They are able to sense energies, and they can easily become overwhelmed with them in crowds especially. And that brings us to the fourth point. You feel overwhelmed easily by the surrounding environment. There are two ways that can help you with this. Always shield yourself. Imagine yourself completely protected and shielded. The second way is to expand your aura and empower it. Feel that you're empowered and feel that your energetic field is impenetrable. The fifth sign, they are genuinely sensitive beings, so they are easily sensitive and may feel symptoms physically, mentally, and emotionally. This can be an eczema, this could be headaches, stomach cramping. A lot of these symptoms can be a reaction of being a light worker. Number 6, they can be quite emotional. So since light workers are generally empathic, they are emotional beings. Number 7, they love traveling. It is very good for light workers to travel and move around, as the places they go, they help lift the environment, they help raise the vibration. So everywhere they go, they're helping with spreading the light and lifting up the veil. Number 8, they can't stand toxic people. They can't stand drama. If you are a light worker, usually you are a pure soul and you came from the background of unconditional love. So you won't be able to endure toxicity, and you'll find it very foreign to you. Number 9, you can trigger people. Believe it or not, some people may get triggered by your energy, and they may be aggressive around or passively aggressive around you, and for no reason too. You did nothing wrong, you didn't do anything to them, but for some reason, they're very spiteful towards you. This could be a huge sign of you being a light worker. Number 10, you value peace of mind. You really just want peace. After all that you have gone through, you want to tune out from the news, from negative contents or mediums. You want a healthy life. Number 11, you are drawn to love and you are a loving person yourself. And then we have number 12, You get drained easily and you feel tired easily for the day. especially after interacting with people and interacting in crowds. They really, really drain you. So, here are the things Lightworkers struggle with the most. They can be easily dragged down mentally and emotionally and fall into a depressive, painful state. This usually happens when they are dragged down and are stuck in a low vibrational state, unable to move forward or move out of it. The key is really to stand your ground, claim your power, your warrior of light energy, your light worker, which is your warrior energy, and stay strong. Never give up. Focus on the awareness of these 4 levels: the physical, the mental, the emotion, and the spiritual. Lightworkers can be easily manipulated and taken advantage of as they are pure souls. But that's usually in the earlier stage, as they will learn to set boundaries for themselves. Lightworkers need to learn to love themselves. They need to learn to care for themselves and follow their hearts. They also need to safeguard their heart, and they need the ability to discern. Not everyone has good intentions, and some may even try to hurt you. Therefore, it is essential for them to discern and choose to be with the people for their best interest. The next struggle with Lightworker is that they can fall into the trap of virtual signaling, where they essentially judge and reveal the other side. This can make them toxic themselves by repeating negative cycles of hate, judgment, and anger. Lightworkers should learn to be aware of their own ego. They should learn to let go or release any low vibrational energies or transmute them instead of attacking back to others. They should always try to remain positive, loving, and peaceful, and to be a warrior of light that is unfazed by these sort of low vibrational attacks, and continue to stand on their grounds. Does any of these signs ring a bell for you? If it does, then you could be a Lightworker. Let's go with the next one, the Darkworkers. This is a bit more interesting, a bit more, not really talked about, but today we're going to cover that. A Darkworker is similar to shadow work, someone that tames the dark, someone that is accustomed to the lower vibrations or the lower realms. So instead of being pushed down or consumed by the lower energy, instead of feeling helpless, feeling powerless, and feeling weak, they are able to stay sane and normal in a lower vibration, which makes them very powerful. Because Darkworkers have seen a lot, they are able to see through lies, deceptions, and manipulations better. They are able to stay calm in the dark, not letting the darkness consume them, and still hold the purpose to stand up for the light. If we look at fictional characters, for example, Darkworkers are like Grey Jedis who took the path of light and darkness. Because of that, they are more powerful and unique. Normally, when one enters the path of the darkness, they get easily consumed by it. Even the Jedis, some of them turn corrupt, but not the Grey Jedis. Just like Darkworkers, they can walk through it with complete openness, like everything is one. The dark and light, they are both one, combining together. A Darkworker is more about service to self than others. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I actually don't understand why the spiritual community antagonizes the phrase service to self. By actually taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves, we are able to naturally care and love for others. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You need to love yourself in order to love your neighbors. The only problem with service to self is one can get too obsessed with it. But that applies to the light too. If you are obsessed with service to others, it will do you no good. Finding the right balance is the key. And if we look at the human term of good and evil, we can't judge and say Darkworkers are of the dark, so they are evil. And we should never judge. Yes, there can be Darkworkers who work to spread negativity, and their intentions are malicious. But likewise, there are people of the light that are also up to no good, just like beings of the false light, with the highest form of manipulations and deceptions. Here are some characters that are similar to Darkworkers, and that would be Batman. I'm really fascinated with Darkworkers because they are badasses. Many Egyptian gods, such as Sekhmet, Horus, and Anubis, are also Darkworkers, and some are even a mix of both. Yes, you can be both at the same time, and those people are very powerful, able to constantly shift their vibration and be flexible in their surrounding environment. Many souls have started to integrate into being a dark worker to heal their shadows and past life wounds, strengthen their inner essence from these old wounds, and find peace and balance in the dark. This is because many of us have experienced traumatic past lives, from the Great Divide, the wars and destruction, like the Galactic wars that took place millions of years ago. And because of that, some of us have to intentionally lower our vibration to heal in the dark, as not always love and light can heal a soul. Dark workers are very powerful because they could redirect any negative attacks back to the user. So, in lower vibrational realms, power is everything, and it is like a pyramid where the top rules and controls all, and there are often power struggles between different beings. Each and every individual has to do everything it takes to get rid of others to maintain on the top, to maintain in authority. A dark worker who is of the light is able to survive in the dark. It's like an anti-hero sort of film. They are not evil. They fight for the light, but their methods are sort of within the dark, so it can be brutal, it can be cruel. But as long as the soul doesn't get consumed with power hunger and ego, they can still easily switch back to the light. Just like in Star Wars, oftentimes the Sith path is greatly avoided because many easily let that path consume the soul, thus turning them into the dark side. But again, they can still switch back to the light, just like how Darth Vader at the very end, he was able to switch back to the light side. So here are the signs of a dark worker. Number 1, they are put in a toxic environment around toxic people. That is where they work, learn, and navigate through these dark energies. So that is very similar with the Lightworkers. Yes, Lightworkers and Darkworkers share great similar signs. Number 2, you feel inner peace and you feel aligned, even in a low vibration. You don't feel any friction and you feel calm. It doesn't necessarily mean hurting people without feeling remorse, but more like staying in a low vibrational environment, having negative thoughts, consuming low vibrational foods, contents, or medium, or having low vibrational habits, and somehow they feel perfectly fine to you and you still can function normally. Like it doesn't really affect you. Number 3, you can feel overwhelmed and sometimes uncomfortable in the light. This could be the case if your soul origin is a dark worker. Number 4, you focus more on yourself and on your self-development, which means you focus more on service to self than others. Number 5, you are not easily triggered and you feel calmer even around toxic environments. Sometimes you may feel apathetic to other people's negative attacks or insults to you, like it doesn't affect you at all. Number 6, you may trigger people and others may feel uncomfortable around your energy if you choose to show it. So I have seen some dark workers and sometimes their energies can be quite overwhelming as they did incorporate a lot of darkness. Number 7, you are able to mask your energies easily so that other people can't feel anything around you. This is quite tricky. I have seen some people that can sort of mask their energy, hide their energy to make them seem very calm. So we can't really tell if they are more of a high vibrational being and low vibrational beings. This also happens in the spiritual realm. So when I was astral traveling and when I see some of the negative beings, they come off as very calm, they come off as very normal, very ordinary. Like, they look malicious, they look like, the negative beings, but obviously I don't want to label them for how they look and their races. But these beings, they are very smart. They can mask their energies to make them seem very calm and even friendly. So the ability to discern is so important, even when you are channeling and doing medium work. Number 8. You could have had past life regression that needs to be healed within the dark in this lifetime. So many dark workers are also here to heal. Number 9. Dark workers may feel negatively polarized, but depending on their agenda, they know in their heart they are of the light, they serve the light. So it's very normal and natural for them to feel a bit negative. And that's okay. It's all about embracing and accepting the darkness within you. And number 10. Dark workers may come off as more of a stoic personality or apathetic, as they normally don't come off as empathic beings. Here are some struggles dark workers can have. Just like light workers, they may fall into the trap of antagonizing the dark, which ends up judging their own shadows and fighting against it. This can feel like they're fighting themselves until they realize their shadows are not the enemy, but part of who they are. Dark workers and light workers need to be aware and not let the trends of today affect them, because you guys are doing so much work, essentially pushing our consciousness to focus on our shadows and helping us navigate through it. Once we stop judging and be more open and accepting, humanity can take a greater leap into ascension. So, does any of these traits resonate with you? If it does, you could be a light worker or a dark worker, or you could be both. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe my channel, and I hope to see you again on my next video. Much love and peace.